Hello and welcome to the first edition of Marex Maritime YouTube news channel. I am Shruti Devadiga. Since 1999, India's leading shipping newspaper, the Marex Bulletin, published by Mumbai-based Marex Media, has consistently contributed to the growth of the shipping sector. Today, on February 17, 2020, Marex Media is launching the first edition of its Maritime YouTube news channel. Commenting on the launch of this new initiative, Marex Media's managing editor, Capt. Kamal Chadha, said,
in the last 20 years, Marex has kept abreast of all the changing technologies. Now we are about to switch to the video format, and I think this is going to be the future, for which I must tell you that our team has been working very hard, and they are going to be putting it all together very nicely and very effectively. So, and I'm sure the viewers will find this a very, very popular medium for them. I welcome you all to Marex Maritime News.
The Director General of Shipping of India, Mr. Amitabh Kumar, congratulated Marex Media for launching a maritime YouTube news channel.
Marex Media has been at the forefront for providing maritime news to the world. I wish all the best to their new venture, to their news on YouTube, and I hope the seafarers and the maritime community will benefit from this new initiative from Marex.
Moving to the news now, these are the headlines for February 17, 2020. Coronavirus continues to wreak havoc in the shipping sector worldwide. Anglo-Eastern Univan Group CEO Mr. Bjorn Hojgaard expresses his views on tackling the menace of piracy. Norwegian shipping giant OSM opens owners' offices in Mumbai. An inspiring speech on women empowerment by Union Minister of Shipping of India, Mr. Mandsukh Mandaviya, at Marex Media's Kashti Award events sets the stage for Maritime Women Power Awards. And now the news in details. The coronavirus death toll in China has risen to 1,016, as recently reported by the New York Times. Considering the gravity of the outbreak, the Government of India has directed all states to follow a set protocol for scanning of the crew of cargo ships that dock at major and minor ports across the country. This move has been welcomed by the leaders of the Indian maritime industry. Capt. Nalin Pandey, Chairman and Managing Director, Pentagon Marine Services Private Limited, comments on the Indian government's directive to scan the crew at all ports of India.
I welcome the move by Ministry of Shipping, Government of India. However, I have a concern. The seafarers or the ships coming from those areas which is suspected or reported cases of coronavirus is a welcome move. However, making it mandatory for all the ships coming from across the globe which are not affected from the coronavirus may create panic among the crew or the ship, which may disrupt the trade. The crew may delay the joining, and it is not good.
India's apex maritime association, Maritime Association of Ship Owners, Ship Managers and Agents, MASSA, is a non-profit making body of ship owners, ship managers and their agents too, has complimented the Shipping Minister of India for such a preemptive action. On this, Captain Shiv Halbe, CEO of MASSA, said,
MASSA fully understands and appreciates the efforts of the Ministry of Shipping to attempt to curtail the spread of this dreaded disease. The efforts of the ministry should not be perceived as discriminatory to the seafarers, but in effect they should be perceived as something that is beneficial to the seafarers as well as protecting the port workers and the general population. We sincerely hope that this effort and activity is done in as humane a manner as is possible, so that the seafarer is put to comfort that it is for his and everybody's benefit.
A Mumbai-based physician, Dr. Vijay Belani, shared with us the precautionary measures to be taken to preclude the spread of coronavirus infection.
Seafarers on board are a close community and they are at a high risk of contracting any infection particularly airborne and droplet infection, and the current scourge of coronavirus that we see. So they are more prone and susceptible to contract it on board a ship. There are certain very common sense precautions that I would recommend every seafarer to take. One is, do not touch one's face, eyes and nose if not required. Wash hands frequently and with running water, liquid soap and dry hands. Very important to dry the hands after washing. There are other sources which one must be very, very careful, which are very innocuous, like doors in the toilets, knobs on the doors of our cabins, tabletops, keyboards, mobile phones. So once we use them in a situation like this, we should be extra cautious of washing our hands. And if there's anybody, usually the incubation period currently is said to be 7 to 12 days. So anybody who is boarded or been to a port which is high risk should be watched carefully, should be kept under observation. Everybody with cough, cold, flu-like symptoms and fever is not suffering from coronavirus. So no panic, no alarm, but please keep your eyes and ears open, be cautious. If there are any symptoms which evolve, be careful. And I think if one has adequate rest and good nutrition, they will fight it off. Avoid alcohol and smoking, which reduce our immunity. For those working ashore, they have the advantage of being to a doctor. Please get your flu shots. That is some protective way to help ourselves.
During his recent visit to India, Anglo-Eastern Univan Group CEO Mr. Bjorn Hojgaard spoke to us in length on the pressing issue of piracy. He said the flag states of the vessels should take a lead in finding the long-term solution to this menace.
Flag states who put the flag at the stern of a ship and say this is a piece of sovereign territory of the flag need to take attacks on that piece of sovereign territory seriously. Flag states must come together to coordinate a response so we can get rid of this evil of piracy permanently. We can never stop terrorists from doing what they want to do if they come with automatic weapons and evil intent. The solution has to be found ashore. It has to have a political basis.
The buoyancy witnessed in the ship manning and ship management activities in India continue to attract global operators to establish their operations in the maritime city of Mumbai. The latest entrant is the Norwegian shipping giant OSM. Captain Vipan Talwar, Director OSM Maritime, said,
our message will be that that we have opened this office. There was no presence of OSM much in India. We had very few seafarers from India. We had about 95 from here, and we have abundance of seafarers and a very well educated, dedicated and hardworking seafarers. Why not increase the number from here? OSM has about 500 plus vessels and 13,000 seafarers. Why shouldn't we have our presence felt from India where we have this number available? So my thrust will be to increase numbers from here.
On the sidelines of the recent annual day function of the Company of Master Mariners of India in Mumbai, wardens and chapter chairmen met for discussions that were presided over by the Master Captain B.K. Chadha. On October 1st last year, the Marex Media organized the Kashti Shipping Awards at the Ashok Hotel, New Delhi to honor the leaders and achievers of the maritime industry. The function became a momentous occasion as in the time of the history of India, Union Shipping Minister of India presided over an awards function organized by a maritime media house as its esteemed chief guest. An inspiring speech on women empowerment by Shipping Minister Mr. Mansook Mandaviya at Kashti set the stage for Maritime Women Power Awards.
जैसा हम अभी नारी सशक्तिकरण की बात करते हैं, नारी हमारे देश में परंपरागत सशक्त ही थी और है ही और होनी ही चाहिए, क्योंकि हम मां दुर्गा की पूजा करते हैं. शक्ति स्वरूप हमने किसी को माना है तो नारी को माना है.
More details of the scheduled event in Mumbai to felicitate women entrepreneurs and women employees of the maritime sector will be shared with you in our subsequent news bulletin. That's all for now. See you all next Monday.